Hey friends, after weeks of holiday party food, I'm ready for something that qualifies as an actual meal and not just any dinner. These new casseroles have the bold, comforting flavors that are going to have your family asking, "Hey Mom, when can you make that again?" I'm sharing 3 cozy, quick and easy casseroles that are packed with creamy, cheesy, hearty layers of goodness. They're all made with simple ingredients you probably already have on hand, and just wait till you see the one that tastes like a grilled cheese and cheeseburger had a delicious little baby. You're gonna love it. I'm Mel, welcome home. Let's kick off winter with some meals that will comfort the body and the soul and have your kitchen smelling amazing. I'm super excited about this recipe. Tonight we're making a bacon cheeseburger grilled cheese. I've got a pound of ground beef cooking up in the skillet here. I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees. And while this is browning up, I've already got 3 slices of bread done, but I'm going to take a total of 6 slices of bread. I've got some spreadable butter here. It's olive oil and sea salt. And I'm just going to butter up 6 slices of just regular old sandwich bread. This happens to be honey wheat because that's what we eat. And then I'm going to cut it in half right down the middle, right like this. Then I've got a 9x13 casserole dish. I did spray this with a little bit of nonstick spray. And I'm just going to lay my bread right here, butter side down, into my casserole dish. Sometimes you kind of got to mush it down in there to get your bottom of your casserole dish covered, but you want it completely covered. Then right across my bread, I'm going to sprinkle about a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. And let's give it about a cup of some shredded mozzarella. I'm going to use a total of 4 cups of cheese, 2 of cheddar, 2 of mozzarella. Or if you have a blend, same thing, just a different way of getting there. I snuck in about a cup of some diced onions. I had that in the freezer. I'm kind of using up my pantry and my freezer stuff this month. January is a good time to do that. So I've got my onions and my beef. It's almost cooked all the way through. And while I wait for that ground beef to finish up, I'm going to go ahead and butter up 6 more pieces of bread, just like the first 6 that I did, and cut them in half. And this will be the top of our casserole. But we're just going to set this bread to the side. We're not ready to top our casserole with it just yet. Now that my ground beef is all cooked through, my onions are nice and softened, I'm going to set that off the heat, and let's add in some other goodies. I'm going to use these pre-cooked bacon bits like you find in the salad fixins section. That's hard to say. I'm going to put about a half a cup of those in, a little more for good measure, and you can cook your own if you'd like. Now we're going to go in with about a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, and I'm just going to eyeball that. I believe that's about right. I'm also going to put in about a 1/4 cup of ketchup, and I'm just eyeballing about a tablespoon of mustard. Now let's give it a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm going to go in with about a half a teaspoon of each. And we're going to add in about 2 teaspoons of onion powder. And let's get everything all mixed together really well. Get all of our seasonings and all of our mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise. Get it all combined so it'll be all tasty throughout the whole little dish. Then you remember our casserole dish. We had it greased. We've got the buttered bread under there, a cup of cheddar cheese, and a cup of mozzarella cheese. And now we're going to put our meat mixture all over the top of that. And we're just going to get that all spread out evenly across our cheese. I bet most of you knew what was coming. We're going to go in with another cup of shredded mozzarella and another cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Now we're going to put this in our preheated oven for about 20 to 24 minutes. Can y'all believe it? New year, new me. I remembered to preheat the oven. Well, wait a minute. New Year, same me. I forgot our bread. I turned around right after I put that in the oven and noticed I left it off. This time, we're going to put our butter side up because, you want your grilled cheese to be nice and toasty. So let's get all of our bread on top. And now we're really ready to go into the 400-degree oven uncovered for 20 to 24 minutes. I'll check mine at 20. My casserole was perfectly brown after 20 minutes. So when I pulled it out of the oven, I sprinkled a little bit of this new seasoning on it. It's called Potato Slayer. I got it on sale at Kroger's, and it's delicious. It has all of my favorites: salt, pepper, garlic, and onions. It's also got paprika and dill and tarragon. We're eating it on everything. I made it for family dinner night. Everybody loved it. We only had 3 little half sandwiches left out of it. It was quick, it was easy. Most importantly, it was absolutely delicious. And it only took 1 pound of ground beef. The flavors were warm and comforting. Kind of gave you the vibe of a patty melt. That's what Patrick said about it. It kind of made him think of a patty melt. And I'll agree, the onions really just set everything off. I served mine with some tater tots and some steamed broccoli that I had in the freezer, and it was perfect. It would really go good with a big, fresh salad, too. This is great. Y'all are going to love it. Before we jump into the next casserole, I want to thank Good Chop for sponsoring today's video. You've probably heard me talk about Good Chop before. I've been getting my meat from them for years now. And days like today, when it's really cold, I especially love knowing that my freezer is stocked full of high-quality meat I can grab anytime without having to run to the grocery store. Good Chop is America's #1 meat and seafood delivery service, and everything they offer is sourced exclusively from American farms and fisheries. The quality is always top-notch, juicy, tender, and full of flavor. And I'm not wasting time or money on meat that doesn't cook up right. And speaking of money, Good Chop has not raised the price of their base plan in over 4 years. And the ground beef I'm using today, it is straight from my most recent Good Chop box. Whether you love ground beef, organic chicken, responsibly raised pork, USDA choice and prime steaks, or wild-caught seafood, having great tasting American-raised meat ready to go makes dinner so much easier and tastier. And it all arrives vacuum sealed and frozen at peak freshness right to my door. No guessing how long a product has been sitting in the grocery store case, and definitely no bundling up to go to the grocery store. It's one less chore and one less thing to worry about. So if you want delicious, high-quality meat and seafood delivered straight to your door, go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use code MOMMAMAIL50. Or you can click the link in the description box. You'll get $50 off plus free shipping on your first order. Customize a box that your family will love, and it's backed with a 100% money-back guarantee. So to get $50 off plus free shipping on your first order, go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use code MOMMAMAIL50. And thanks again, Good Chop, for being a longtime supporter and for keeping my freezer stocked with the good stuff all winter long. I'm making a new casserole tonight for family dinner night. It's going to have pasta in it, hence this big pot of water that I'm salting. I'm going to use penne pasta, and I have this bag of some leftover pasta. I'm going to measure out about 3 dry cups. Whoops. And it looks like I'm going to open a box here and get, just another little handful out. Give or take 3 cups. 12 to 16 ounce box, probably. And I'm just going to cook this up here, about 9 or 10 minutes. I want it to be al dente. While my noodles are cooking, I'm taking some rotisserie chicken, some of this shredded that's already pulled, and I'm just going to chop it up into smaller pieces. It kind of comes in big bites sometimes. You don't have to use rotisserie chicken. I just happened to have this on hand. I knew it was going to be a busy week. I was in at Walmart, and this stuff really comes in a pinch. But you're welcome to cook your own chicken. You can bake it up, cook it in the crock pot, whatever you'd like to do. Just 2 large breasts. You want about 3 or 4 cups of chicken. Now let's mix up our soup and cream mixture. I don't know what we're going to call this. I'll have to think of a name for it. I don't know, but we're going to start with 1 can of cream of chicken soup. We're going to use 1 cup of sour cream, which is about half of this container right here. Going to use a 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Let's put in about half a teaspoon of salt and about half a teaspoon of pepper. Let's give it just a smidge more salt. Now let's just get all this mixed together. If you have a whisk, that'd probably work better right here. And you know what? I feel like I want about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning in here too. Nothing says I can't change my mind, right? And I've decided we're going to call this a home-style chicken and bacon pasta bake casserole. That's what we're going to call it. Get all this mixed together. And the reason I'm using the biggest bowl, we're mixing everything in here. I'm putting in my 3 cups of chicken. I'm going to put in about a 1/4 cup of chopped bacon. I just used the bacon pieces that you get in the bag. They're already cooked. And I'm putting in a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Now I'm bringing my noodles over here, putting them in. I've drained them really well. And we're just going to get all this mixed together. And I've changed my mind again. I think instead of calling this home style, I'm going to call it creamy chicken and bacon pasta bake. Because we don't have any veggies in here, but it's very creamy. I'm excited about this one. Now we're going to take this and we're going to put it in a big old casserole dish, like a 9x13. This is a big oval. Look how pretty it is. It's got my name on it. My friend Karen got me this, last Christmas or so. If you don't watch Karen, I know most of you do. She has a YouTube channel. It's called Karen Jones Food and Family. You need to go check out my buddy. I just love her. Now I'm just going to top it with, maybe 3/4 a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Just need a little bit more on top. Then I've got about another 1/4 cup of those bacon pieces, and I'm just going to sprinkle them across the top. And I'm going to cover this with aluminum foil. I always try to spray the underside of mine so it won't stick to my casserole. We're going to put it in a 350-degree oven, bake it covered for about 20 minutes, then remove the foil, bake an additional 5 to 10 minutes until your cheese is all bubbly and gooey and a little bit brown. Then we're just going to let it set for a few minutes. I like to top mine with a little bit of green onion or some parsley. Serve it up. Friends, this casserole is one of the best I've made in a long time. It was so creamy. I'm glad I changed the name because it definitely deserves creamy in the name of it. It was so good. It was so cozy and warm, and it made a lot. We had this for family dinner night. We all ate out of it and then had plenty of leftovers to send home with the kids. It's everything that you love about cozy casserole season. And it was so easy to put together too. You're going to love this one. Hey friends, today we're going to make us a 1 skillet creamy tortellini casserole. You want a skillet that's got pretty high sides, and if it has a lid, that's a bonus. If not, you could throw a piece of aluminum foil on it or a pizza pan. But I've got a pound of ground beef in here, and I'm just going to cook this all the way through. You don't have to put onions in your ground beef, but I really like them. I don't have an onion, but I always keep some of these frozen diced onions in the freezer. Just buy them in a bag like this in your freezer section. I'm going to go ahead and put those in here. Let them start getting softened up. It's going to slow down your cooking time. So, sorry about that, but that's all I had. My ground beef is all cooked through now. So real quick like, I'm going to put in, about a tablespoon of minced garlic. We're just going to Let that cook in here for about 30 seconds. You don't want it to scorch. Just let it get bloomed out a little bit. Then I'm going to use a 24-ounce jar of pasta sauce. I'm using this roasted garlic from Aldi. Use whatever you like. Get it stirred in just a little bit. Then I'm going to fill my jar with about a 1/4 cup or maybe half a cup of water. Shake it up real good just to get all the rest of the pasta sauce out. And I'm just going to let this come up to just a gentle simmer. Now I've cut my sauce down to low, and I've got an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. I've kind of cubed it up, and I'm going to put that down in my sauce here. Decided I probably better put an apron on. I don't want any of this stuff jumping out here on me. And we're just going to stir this cream cheese around in here until it's pretty much all melted into the sauce. It's okay if you've got a few little chunks left, but you want most of it melted down. Now that my sauce is pretty well combined, I'm going to stir in 10 ounces of refrigerated tortellini, and I may put in another 10 ounces. Honestly, I haven't made this in a long time. And it's kind of one of those recipes that I didn't really write down. I just come up with it one day. Oh yeah, we can handle some more tortellini. Here comes my other little 10-ounce package, and I did not pre-boil this. This is the beauty of it. It's all going to cook right here in this skillet. You want to make sure that you stir it in really well and you get all the tortellini covered with the sauce and get it down underneath the sauce. I'm going to cover it with the lid, and I'm going to cut my temperature back up to like a medium-low. I'm going to let this cook for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to come back and stir it, and I'm going to cook it another at least 5 minutes. After 10 minutes, I like to take a fork. Tortellini doesn't hardly feel done yet, so I'm just going to give it another little stir. If you wanted to, you could take your skillet and put it in the oven for about 10 minutes at 350 and let it cook like that. If you don't have an oven-safe skillet, you could put it in a casserole dish, but I just prefer to let mine sit right here on the stove top, and I'm going to cook it another 5 minutes with the lid on. Oh, they're perfect now. Big, puffy, pillowy, soft, exactly how I like mine. So now I'm just going to take a big old heaping cup of mozzarella cheese. I actually might take a little more. Sprinkle it right over the top. Sprinkle a little Italian seasoning on here. Put the lid on it just long enough for that cheese to melt. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. This is such a quick and easy dinner, and it's so delicious. Patrick loves this. He always says there's something in there that tastes really familiar. I don't know if it's the cream cheese. He can never quite put his finger on it, but I do think the cream cheese gives it a really creamy and a little bit of a tangy taste. It's so good just to pair it with a simple side salad or just some garlic bread. There's plenty enough for leftovers and for Maddie to have when she gets home from work. This one's perfect for a busy school night or any night of the week. I hope you love it too. Let me know which casserole you're going to try first down in the comments. And if you'd like to see some more cozy casseroles, just click right here. I've got plenty more to choose from. And if you want to try Good Chop, remember I have the discount code and the link in the description box for you. Thank you so much for spending some time here with me today. I appreciate you more than you know, friends. And as always, I'll see you in the next one, and I send you lots of love from my kitchen.